Okay, April 19th. I was trying to think of the date. I was going to take this later or a week or something when the grass was growing, but I decided to take it now. Such a pretty day. It rained a little bit last night, so I don't think I have to water today. I have other little projects to do. But anyway, removed a lot of stone along here that was going up the hill, and want to make a path for the water more. Not that there wasn't one. I mean, water's going to go downhill no matter what, but just try to make it look nicer. Taking care of all the dandelions that are here. This is that gold, or that yellow is a golden groundsel. Then I planted a couple of violas by every tree and every bush at the base, so have to water those. Moved what I think to be about a 300-pound rock out of here. I did pick it up about 2 inches and moved it about 6 inches and put it on my tenant friend and friend Warren's dolly. Thank goodness. And then pulled it up, and I will have a picture of it in a moment or so. It's in the front yard, so to speak, and it's on one of the two stumps. I've got a few stumps there, but there was a big rock on one already. I like the look. I'll let anybody who watches this be the judge. Anyway, here's the new hosta that I planted and sprayed with Deer Off, because they did not even wait till it flowered before eating it. Now they chomped at this one. This one was twice the size, if not larger. So I thought, well, I fed them last year with the hostas. I thought at least I didn't mind if after the flowering point that they ate them, but so soon, a little Deer Off. And if in the later season I decide that I don't mind them eating them, because I don't mind sharing that sort of stuff with animals. That's why I put berry bushes and various trees that are friendly to animals out here. But I want to get a little satisfaction out of them, so maybe in August I'll stop spraying that. Anyway, here's the front lawn, yard, whatever. There are two big rocks on stumps over there. The furthest one away is the one that I moved. Doesn't look that big, but it's very long, and I have picked up a 200-pound rock in my times. Of course, I was a bit younger, and walked it about 50 feet, and I know that was much heavier, this one. So that's why I say 300. So there's two stones on stumps. I think it makes it look nice, kind of cool. This whole front yard has been cleaned. That's why. And then I was able to plant all these other things, including, right in the middle of the shot, a crabapple tree. And then a lot of stuff is planted or transplanted, and stuff that's I have no idea where it came from or if it was here last year, but definitely sprouting. Now this is another golden groundsel, and I didn't plant any of that. I may have thrown out seeds, because I've thrown out plenty of wild seeds. What is the word I'm looking for? Oh Lord. Anyway, here are some of the arborvitaes that I planted last year, and then the dirt that I disturbed so much looking for the drain, and extra dirt put out here for doing the sidewalk all around the house. So stuff's growing on it as well. I had a hosta growing down by one of the trees near the road, so I transplanted that here. Doesn't look like it's fully, or it's doing 100%, but anyway. And then the next one, I bought my mistake. It's an annual, so it won't be here next year. But I transplanted the bush over there, and then there's a maple tree that I had cut down, and the stump is growing. All right. Anyway, here, backyard, and in the middle of the shot here, hard for me to see though, but I'm pretty sure, is my cherry tree. So here I'm trying to get grass to grow. These are azaleas that are now blossoming. And threw down grass yesterday, watered it, rained overnight. So there is grass coming up. That's the low-grow no-mow grass, but it's going to take, we'll see how much comes up this time. There's a berry bush for animals. That was the purpose of planting a bush this Alomonica, my dad's first tenants planted this bush. It's Miss Kim. And then this is a different flower, because a flower that the perennials that came up over here didn't come up over here for some reason. And here's another berry bush of some sort. And I never remember the names. When I take the tag off, it's also gone from my mind. But anyway, here's the backyard. Again, the grass is growing in sporadically here, but I'm just going to, it's just a process of continuing to throw down grass. I cut back the rhododendron here so the azaleas would flourish in this little corner. I planted up here a beauty bush. I do remember that. It hasn't blossomed yet. There's azaleas that I've transplanted. Planted a couple other plants up here. Oh, blackberry too. Can't see it yet, but hopefully next year it'll really take off. Over here, there's the hosta that was transplanted 2 years ago. It came up finally. Then once those things come up, they really come up. Planted this here. I think it's a salvia. How I remember that, I don't know. And I could be wrong. So this has really grown in with plants, grass, and of course I planted a lot of bushes back here, but this was completely barren because it was all tall 20-foot rhododendron that completely shaded out anything. So here, and here's my blueberry bush that didn't do so well last year. Well, I think that was the first year. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. I think I'm going to sneeze. Yeah, I'm going to sneeze. Maybe I'm not going to sneeze. I think I'm sneezing because I sprayed these hostas too with that mint deer off. Anyway, a lot of bushes up there you can't see that I planted in 2022 that are coming along. They don't get much sun. I want to take down some of those trees over there. Yes, there are more trees I need to take down. Believe me, this was like a jungle at one point, and that's fine if that's what you like. And it does cost a lot of money to take trees down, but it was always wet back here. Now it's actually a backyard, usable. Warren put out he's got a beautiful, actually I'll walk towards there. He's got a beautiful umbrella that has a base of its own, doesn't have to fit into the table. And it's got solar lights too. When you open it, the little cap on the top is a solar collector. Anyway, if he's out here at night, he's got a little light via the umbrella itself. So here, walking back here more. Again, there was no grass on that hill at one point. I did throw seeds down there. This longer grass, not a short grass like this, but again, supposedly a less mow grass, I guess. And I don't know why. I was experimenting and threw some of it over here originally and realized it was too long. I want the short so I don't have to do a darn thing to it. I like this to be turnkey. Anyway, planted a lot of flowers and things. These are camellias here that I replaced the azaleas. Camellias, I think I'll do better with the mostly shade in the front because we're on the north side now, exposure. But I planted all these little flowers here. The hostas have come up. I sprayed them too just because, I don't know, I'd hate to see them. It's one of those things. That stuff wears off eventually, especially if you get a good rain. So if I at some point decide, hey, animals, go for it, towards the fall when there's less to eat and a whole bit, and they want to gather up energy, nutrition, calories, I'll just stop spraying them and then they can eat them. So I just want to keep them for a while. So anyway, there's stuff growing in here too. The lilies have come up again. I planted that azalea. I think I either bought it or transplanted one of the two. That's everything here is like that. But there's the rock that I moved and put on the stump. Not an easy task, was it? I'm walking in the retaining wall here now and just walking. I planted a lot of things down here. I planted 3 different bushes here, down here, to keep the water from maybe possibly eroding. And they're coming up, and there's another azalea down there, and there's that plant green. Stays green, doesn't lose its leaves all year, and I couldn't tell you what the name of that was. And then the cherry tree, not the cherry, crabapple tree, holly tree, dogwood. And I've thrown out a bunch of seeds down here too, since the reason this area looks so barren in a sense is because I had all kinds of wood that when I trimmed all these trees in here and everything, and finally got rid of it, and allowed this space to be opened up, and then I thought, well, I should put some ornamental. There's a Japanese snowball there. That was transplanted from another spot on the property. I thought I should put all kinds of different bushes, diversity of bushes, and then I got the right idea that I want things that had berries and fruit and, attracted butterflies and hummingbirds. So that wasn't my first thought. So I wish I had that thought initially. I would have had more of that type of stuff out here. But anyway, I do now, and everything I buy now is with that in mind. So, again, you can see the clay down there only because a lot of the dirt from where the sidewalk was dug out. I had to dig 6-8 inches down for the sidewalk. Was just dumped there, and then along the side of the driveway. So it'll take a while for that stuff to settle in and stuff to grow in it, and then it'll be leaved over with leaves this fall, of course. But right now, it's one of the few spots on the property that you can actually see the dirt. So now this is what the low grow, no mow grass supposed to look like. Right along the side of this sidewalk, I pulled up the wood that was there and put that grass down, and it really came up here, and I don't know why it did so well here, and it's kind of spotty in the back. Anyway, so this area here, I think because I've removed so many leaves, or did the last few years, to let water get in and plants to grow, has just taken off. It was very sparse a few years ago. I always remember it being sparse. And mostly you could see dirt, rocks, a few bushes, but now it's very lush. And I did plant some flowers down here, and 3 of them, they'll bloom at various times, and I don't know what those are either. That's just my modus operandi. Buy it for a specific purpose, plant it, and forget what it is. But enjoy it as it blooms and berries and whatever the case may be. So this is it's a beautiful day. It's about 75. Rained a little bit last night, which was great, and it's supposed to rain this afternoon. So I'm hoping, because there's a lot of grass seed down, and there's various other seeds too that I throw willy-nilly, and I figure if I throw thousands of seeds out, even if a few take, they will propagate, and eventually that's the mindset. I don't want to do let's dig a hole, put a seed in. I just throw the seeds around and hope for the best. All right, that's about it. And another beautiful day, and hopefully that grass will, that I planted all around, the short grass will, see again, here's the stuff that came up very well in between here. That's that short grass for the most part. And then there's just areas that it's patchy, so I just have to continue. I just ordered more grass, and I'll just do it till it all is filled in, and can then just leave it on to its own devices, and comes up every year and green, and that's what I like. I like perennials, not annuals, like perennial everything. So it minimizes my effort, and I can enjoy it more and just sit back and watch it grow. So again, there's the cherry tree back there. I cut a number of things so you can actually see it now. And things are growing like crazy here all of a sudden. It's one of those times where now the leaves aren't all out, but a week ago there were no leaves visible. So definitely the season for growth, it's spring. It's definitely not beginning of spring. It is like running away crazy spring. So, but you can see there's a lot of blooming bushes and trees everywhere. All right.